Good day, this is Matthew Campagna from theturninggate.net, and in this video I'm going to show you the new slideshow feature in TTG Pages 3.7. When using TTG Pages, what you would normally do is go to the toolbar and tell the gallery to use selected photos. You would then select 3 images in your film strip to be used on your pages in the order: first image on the home page, second image on your About page, and third image on your Contact page. In previous versions of TTG Pages, you also had the option of going into the Appearance control pane, locating the Home Stage or About Stage control groups, and replacing the images on your home page and or About page with flash galleries. And you would do this simply by enabling the feature, configuring the stage for the flash gallery, and then you would make that gallery separately and embed that into the page later on after exporting. The problem with flash galleries, though, is one, that they don't play on Apple's new devices such as the iPhone or the iPad, and two, Flash is a system resource hog. It just takes all kinds of resources from your system to render that content, especially if you're a Mac user. So the new version of TTG Pages 3.7 includes this new feature that allows you to embed a JavaScript slideshow on your home page. Now what's cool about this is that it's JavaScript, not Flash, and so this is a slideshow that you can view not only on your desktop machine in a web browser, but also on the iPhone and the iPad. And you don't need any external plugins to do this either, because JavaScript runs in your browser. So to use this feature, you simply go into the Appearance control pane, locate the very first control group, which is labeled in yellow, Home Slideshow, and enable this checkbox that reads Replace Home Image with Gallery View Slideshow. And Gallery View is the slideshow that we're using to power this slideshow on the home page. So as you can see, it's replaced that image with a slideshow that currently only contains a single image. So the next thing I need to show you is how to feed images into the slideshow. Now let's go down to the film strip and note that I still only have 3 images selected. And just as before, when I was using just static images on all my pages, the first image is going to appear on the home page, the second image is going to appear on the About page, and the third image is going to appear on the Contact page. Now the first image, which is supposed to appear on the home page anyway, is going to participate in your slideshow. It's going to be the very first image in your slideshow. But the slideshow will not show the second or third images which are being used by your About and Contact page. Because they are dedicated to those pages, they do not appear in the slideshow. So to add additional images to the slideshow, we're going to start choosing images from the 4th image on in our film strip. So I can add additional images simply by selecting a 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th image, and so on from the film strip. The easiest way to do that is simply to go to the toolbar again and tell the gallery to use all film strip photos. Now I'm going to say it again because it bears repeating. The images that are going to appear in your slideshow are the first image, the 4th image, and every image thereafter in your film strip. Once again, the second and third images, which are being used on your About page and Contact page, will not play in your slideshow. So that's it. As you can see, it's pretty easy to get images into there, just the first, 4th, and every image thereafter. And once you have the slideshow enabled, you've got lots of options for how to go ahead and use this in your gallery. So before I actually get into the slideshow options, let's venture into the color palette control panel and play with our layout. If we go down to home page copy, you may already be aware that you can configure this with several different layouts. Currently, we had the image on the left and the copy on the right. We can also move the copy to the left and the image, or now, in this case, the slideshow to the right. And we can put that also above the copy or below the copy. So as you can see, The slideshow works with all the normal layout options for your home page, which is pretty cool. So let's go back into the appearance pane, and we'll start playing with our controls for the slideshow. So probably the most important thing is going to be the panel width and height, which controls the size of your slideshow. So I'm going to set the width to 920, the height to 450. Give ourselves a larger slideshow. I can then tell it either not to crop the images, so you can see these images are just appearing at their native aspect ratio so that the entire image is included. But if you want to, you can tell it to crop images so that they appear, or rather they fill up the entire slideshow area. Now in order to do this, of course, they get cropped. And they're artificially blown up. So if you want to use this feature, you're going to have to make sure you output much larger images. So I'm going to set this back to no crop. Of course you have color control, so you can change the background color of the slideshow. There's also a border around that, which I'll set white so it's easier to see in this web video. In fact, now that we're done looking at the film strip, I'm going to make that smaller, give ourselves some more room to look at things here, and I'll hide the toolbar. There's this pause on hover feature, which by default the slideshow autoplays, and you can click images here in the film strip, but it'll just keep autoplaying. If you turn on pause on hover, when the mouse hovers over the slideshow, the autoplay will cease to function, which is a pretty cool feature on the desktop machines, but it does cause a few problems on the iPhones and the iPads, because when you touch one of these thumbnails to select an image, the browser, or the mobile browser on the iPhone or the iPad, moves the focus onto the gallery, which the JavaScript interprets as a mouse hover that never goes away. And so once they start touching images in the film strip, there's no way of getting the autoplay to resume on the iPad or the iPhone. On the desktop, of course, it's very simple. You just move the mouse away, and the autoplay will resume automatically. But if you are expecting people to be looking at these on devices like the iPad or the iPhone, it's best just to leave the pause on hover feature disabled so that the slideshow will run without being interrupted. You have a slider here that allows you to control the delay between image changing. So you can control the speed of your slideshow. You've got options here for the film strip. You can turn that off completely if you don't want to use the thumbnails. You can also change the size of the thumbnails, the crop of the thumbnails, just like you could with the large image. The nav theme can be set to either light or dark. So as you can see, I've got these little arrows down here that allow me to advance the film strip. If I were to say use a white background, those arrows disappear, so I would probably want to come down to the nav theme and set that to dark, which gives us, instead of white arrows, black arrows. So I'm going to go ahead and set that back to black. The current frame border allows you to change the color of this frame and arrow that go around the currently selected image in the film strip. So you can see that's now red. And then finally we have options for show overlay. So if you want to embed captions, you can go ahead, turn on the show overlay feature, and you can see that I don't have any captions for these images, but it puts this black bar across your images where captions and titles can be written. And then of course you have several controls here over the size of the font, the text alignment, the colors, and so on. So that, in a nutshell, is the new slideshow feature. It's pretty cool. Like I said, it works on desktop machines in your browser. It also works on mobile devices such as the iPhone or the iPad that do not support Flash.